This is the CapPin sketch on page 261. The CapPin sketch demonstrates a capacitive sensor. It uses a library which is downloadable from GitHub, and the files names are cappin.h and cappin.cpp. These are put into the libraries directory of the Arduino IDE directory listing. The copper grounds when it's touched, and the libraries use the pull-up resistor within the 8 mega chip to invert the result. So as it grounds, as in a sense the switch becomes more open, the figures go high. As the switch becomes closed, the figures go towards 0. So if we have a look here, at the moment our serial port is showing that the sensor is reading 0. Now if I touch the wire, we get a reading in the serial monitor. If I squeeze the wire more, we get a higher reading. If I hold it loosely, we get a lower reading. And we can see I can fluctuate just by barely touching the wire and increasing my grip on it. By making the sensor bigger, we can make it more sensitive. So using a piece of aluminium foil means that I don't even have to touch the foil to get a reading. Now I've got my hand above the foil and I'm not touching, and we're getting figures coming through. It's sensing my hand being there. Now if I were to touch the foil, say to put my hand on the foil, you can see that the figures go to the high end. I turn my hand off and they drop again, back down to 0. I found that I can also do this with a network aerial, and it'll actually detect like a body presence in the room. So I could go to the door and the figures would go to 500. I could sit next to the aerial but not touch it, and they would go higher. The problem with these circuits, as described in the book, is that you have to calibrate them, and you have to, in order to know what those numbers mean and how they relate to the intention you have for your circuit. These circuits can also be used in place of push buttons, so you can place them behind screens and just have a touch sensitive button instead of a push button.